Even inside of that, inside of knowing yourself, there is knowing what you're good at as well, right? Knowing what you're good at, what you like to do, and what you don't like to do. And I've always been a big believer in trying new things so you can figure that out, right? And I think that that's a big problem. I think people aren't trying things. They just see things online and they're like, oh, I wouldn't like that, or I wouldn't do that. So now going back to your past and your impressive come up, going to the military, doing the sales at Bally Fitness. These are all things where you're seeing, okay, I like doing this. I don't like doing this. Because there was a lot of times where you left the job, you left your own job, and you had nothing. You were just back to square one, right? So I think that's huge as well. And maybe speak on that a bit as to how many things you were trying in your 20s and your 30s as well.
Yeah, to me, it was more compromise and values.
Okay.
When I was, my first job was Haagen-Dazs, actual job. I had to lie on my application to get the job. Elaine gave me, I was tall, so it helped me out, but I was 14 years old. 15 years old, they gave me a job in LA. You had to be 16. But I loved working there. Then I went to Burger King. Then I went to Bob's Big Boy. And I had all these jobs. And I went into military. And my plan was doing 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I get a phone call by an old friend of mine, Kogan, who says, hey, you got to get out of the Army. You can't stay in. You got to come out. You're going to do big things. I'm like, I'm re-enlisting for 6 years. I'm good, bro. He says, I'm telling you, you got to get out. Give me 1 hour. For 1 hour, he talks to me, convinces me not to re-enlist in the Army. The next morning, I have to go talk to my colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Pete Cox. I'm looking for you wherever you are because I'm grateful for you. I went and told him, I said, I'm not re-enlisting. He says, we went to Virginia to get your orders. I said, I totally get it, but I'm not re-enlisting. I got to get out. I think I'm going to make it in the civilian world. And I left, and nothing went right for me. I worked at Bally's at first, and I was going to go be a supervisor at Bally's. That was my route, but this guy named Robbie promised me a job if I would have beaten this guy named Edwin Guerra. I beat Edwin Guerra at a smaller club, but he gives the job to Edwin Guerra over me, and he comes to Chatsworth to tell me to my face, and I said, Robbie, I can't do this. You can't do that to me. I said, I'm the type of guy, you tell me what to do, I'll go do it, but you cannot change your, bogey now. You got to keep it. And he says, I can't do it. I got to keep you here. This is the club for you. I resign. I quit. Yep. Here's the embarrassing part. On paper, I shouldn't have quit because I had a good job and I was making money.
Yeah.
So I went and tried 7 different businesses. I failed. I went into debt $49,000. I'm about to join the Army.
Again.
I went back to Robbie and asked him for a job back.
Wow. Oh.
And Robbie was nice enough to give me a job. But this freaking guy, I love him. I can tell you his number till today by heart. Robbie gave me the worst possible job you can give anybody. You know what it is? When do people buy gym memberships? At night.
Yep.
He gave me 4 to 12 in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Who the hell is buying a gym membership 4 to 12?
Nice.
So I'm making $720 an hour. I go there, I'm like, Robbie, whatever you give me, I'm happy for it. I appreciate you. So he gives me that. 6 months later, I said, Robbie, I'm good now. I'm going to move on. I left. And then I built my insurance business. And then I stayed in insurance because for me I'm going to do finance for 20 years. I'm going on a 20-year run. I think too many people go on a 1-year run, 2-year run, 3-year run, 5-year run. I said, I'm going 20 years. I got 3 more 20-year runs. That was one of them. I got 2 more. If God willing, I live in my mid-80s, I got 2 more runs left in me, which means I got 1 here going till 63, and I got another one I'm going to go till 83, okay? Yeah. So 2 more runs. If you go on 20-year runs, this is when you can do something big.